Ambassador Leaf, you are the administration's point person on the Middle East. How's that working out?
I love my job, Senator.
Have things in the Middle East gotten better or worse since Joe Biden became president?
We have had a series of black swan events, so no doubt the region is in a very difficult state.
Is your answer things have gotten worse?
My answer is that a series of black swan events have crowded upon
Have they gotten better? You're not suggesting things have gotten better,
No,
are you?
I have not.
In fact, they've gotten a lot worse.
That's the nature of black swan.
So it's black swans. You guys had nothing to do with it. It's not mistakes you made. It's just something that happened externally.
Well, I think an assessment of the events of October 7th is still to be done. I can't speak to that.
Okay, so did y'all make any mistakes that led to it?
I'm not sure.
All right, here's one. How about giving hundreds of millions of dollars to the Gaza Strip, much of which ended up in the hands of Hamas? Was that a mistake now that we saw what happened on October 7th?
I'm going to defer to my colleague from USAID. I'm not aware of hundreds of millions of dollars going to Hamas from U.S. coffers.
All right, how about $100 billion to Iran? Was that a mistake?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, Senator.
Well, you tell me, how much money has this administration flowed to Iran?
We have not flowed money to Iran.
Really?
We have money in accounts that are restricted for humanitarian use only.
And money's not fungible?
This regime will always spend money on these kinds of activities, the proxy activities.
When Joe Biden became president, how much was Iran selling in oil a day?
I don't have that figure for you, Senator.
Of course you don't. The answer is about 300,000 barrels a day. How much is Iran selling in oil a day now?
Somewhere short of 2 million.
So it went from 300,000 barrels a day to 2 million barrels a day. That's about $80 billion that the Ayatollah has made because your administration refuses to enforce oil sanctions.
No, we do enforce oil sanctions.
Well, you do so terribly because the number has increased almost tenfold.
But because of the strictures that we put on, the sanctions that we put on, the targeting that we've done, 230 alone directed towards those who traffic in Iranian oil, that has imposed a heavy cost on Iran, and we estimate that
Wait. You're saying it's a heavy cost. Mm-hmm. They went from 300,000 barrels a day to 2 million barrels a day. Where's the heavy cost? That's an extra 1.7 million barrels a day. That's $80 billion. True or false, 90% of Hamas's funding comes from Iran?
No, not 90%. It is a large, it's a
okay, how much is
amount.
It then?
I don't know at this
Of course, you're in charge of the damn region, and you don't. What do you mean you don't know?
At this exact moment, I can't tell you.
All right, how much of Hezbollah's funding comes from Iran?
Huge amount.
It's about 90%. Both of those are about 90%. Do you think it made the world safer or less safe to take a theocratic lunatic like the Ayatollah who chants death to America and death to Israel and to flow $100 billion? Did that make us more safe or less safe?
The U.S. is not flowing money to Iran, Senator.
What about the $6 billion in hostage payments?
Not a penny is moved.
And money's not fungible? They can't put that up for credit facilities?
Not a penny is moved.
You're under oath?
I am.
And could they put that money up for credit facilities to use money to fund their terror activity?
I'm not sure who would be in the position of lending them money at this point, Senator. We do have plenty of sanctions. Iran is one of the most heavily sanctioned regimes.
But you're not enforcing them. This administration, every lunatic on earth that wants to kill us, this administration gives money to. All right, let me ask you this. Israel has said it is their policy to utterly eliminate Hamas. Does this administration, does President Biden support Israel in its commitment to utterly eliminate Hamas?
Of course.
Of course, then why are you calling for an immediate ceasefire before they eliminate Hamas?
Israel has accepted that proposal.
No, they have not.
They have.
Is there a ceasefire that's happened?
Hamas has not yet fully accepted.
Is there a ceasefire? Israel most certainly has not. I'm aware the Biden administration has told the press that Israel has.
The Israeli leadership.
So I asked you a question. Do you support Israel's military objective of utterly eliminating Hamas? You said yes, and the next sentence you said, but they should cease fire right now and not eliminate Hamas.
No, I agree with the way that the president characterized it, Senator, on May 31st, which is to say that we agree with the objective that Hamas never again control the Gaza Strip or threaten Israel. That will not be achieved by military means alone.
So it's not now we said their military objective was to defeat Hamas. So you just said it's impossible to defeat Hamas.
When you
is that
first
right?
posed the question, you said eliminate Hamas.
I said
time?
utterly eliminate Hamas. I didn't say over time, not over 1,000
No.
years. I said defeat an enemy because they are murderers who murdered 1,200 people, who raped women and little girls.
It won't be done by military means alone.
Okay, so it is the position of this administration it is impossible by military means to defeat Hamas.
Yes, it is.
Let me ask you, you also want to see, essentially as a reward for October 7th, a Palestinian state.
It's not a reward.
It's not a reward. It just achieves what they want as a benefit for these murders. Let me ask you something. If Hamas is governed by Hamas, if Hamas governs Gaza, how is Israel's safety protected? It's an impressive job, Mr. Chairman. Bang, bang.
Let the witness finish answering the
You
question.
should not be frightened of these questions, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Hamas has never supported a two-state solution. So indeed, a Palestinian state that is negotiated with Israel, that lives in peace side by side with
governed by
Israel,
Hamas.
is not a reward to Hamas. Hamas doesn't support such a thing, does not recognize Israel's right to exist.
Your policy has been an utter disaster.
Tensions flared on Capitol Hill as Senator Ted Cruz went head-to-head with Ambassador Barbara Leaf, the Biden administration's top official for Middle East affairs. The fiery exchange centered on Iran, Hamas, and U.S. foreign policy in the wake of the October 7th attacks. Cruz opened by asking how the administration's Middle East strategy was working out. Leaf responded that she loved her job, but admitted the region was in a very difficult state. Cruz pressed further, asking whether things had gotten better or worse since President Biden took office. Leaf conceded, "It's been very difficult." The senator then accused the administration of avoiding responsibility, calling their explanation just bad luck. He demanded specifics, asking if any mistakes led to the current chaos. Leaf declined to make that assessment. Cruz pointed to hundreds of millions in U.S. aid sent to Gaza, suggesting it ended up in the hands of Hamas. Leaf denied that claim, saying she wasn't aware of such funds reaching the group. Cruz then turned to Iran, arguing that billions had flowed to Tehran despite sanctions. Leaf insisted the funds were restricted for humanitarian purposes. Cruz pushed back, noting that Iran's oil exports had jumped from 300,000 barrels a day when Biden took office to nearly 2 million, generating an estimated $80 billion for a regime still chanting, "Death to America." He accused the administration of weak enforcement. Leaf maintained that sanctions were being applied. When Cruz asked if roughly 90% of Hamas's funding comes from Iran, Leaf said she didn't know the figure. Cruz shot back that she was the top Middle East official and should know, accusing the administration of enriching Iran and empowering terrorist groups like Hamas and Hezbollah, of effectively rewarding Hamas after the October 7th massacre.